it's me, Bree, and we're gonna do something today. Super excited. As we all know, I'm weak-willed and I ended up buying more corsets. This time it was from CorsetDeal instead of CorsetStory. They were having a buy one get two free sale, which is not as good as the buy one get three free sale that they have on CorsetStory all the time, which they actually might have going on right now. However, the corsets on CorsetDeal are actually cheaper. The corsets on CorsetStory run from about $119 or so and go up from there. CorsetStory has a bunch of options that are even under $100. So I got 3 corsets here. I think they were all like $79, but I got 2 of them free. So we're gonna take a look. They didn't have too many options left by the time I looked. I'm mad that I didn't get to it sooner. But I got 3 here. I'll just show the packaging first. Any sounds you hear are my son. He just woke up from a nap and he's being a big old weirdo. So sorry about that. This is kind of packaging the CorsetStory one comes in. It's just like taped down, just plasticky. The one for CorsetDeal, it's the same type of packaging, just has these words on it. I think it says Vivente. Yeah, this is Vivente Vivo on it. I don't know what that means. Okay, my son now has the TV on. Hopefully it's not too loud. CorsetDeal corsets come in this clear packaging. It's a lot like the CorsetStory ones, but this one says Gothic XO. Get inspired on it, which is interesting. I don't know what that means. Yeah, that's how they come packaged. When they're out of their package, they have 2 tags, a Gothic XO tag that has the size on it, and this, which is the same shape as the one that comes on the CorsetStories, but instead of saying CorsetStory, it says Gothic XO, and it's got the little steel boning in it, just like in the CorsetStory one. Let me show you guys the 3 that I got. All right, so I got this brocade pattern one. This one is a size 22. I would have gotten these in 24-inch waists, but all the ones I liked didn't have 24-inch waists. I'd rather get one that I like more in a 22 than one that I like a little bit least in a 24. One's a 24, the other 2 are 22s. So here's this first one. It's this really pretty brocade pattern. It's like silver with black. It's got normal just cord lacing on the back. Cotton twill on the inside. Interestingly enough, the waist tape is visible in this one, which the only one of my CorsetStory ones that had the waist tape visible was my mesh one, because that was a single layer. So it's got garter tabs on it, a modesty panel. But if you look at the busk, it's not bright silver like a busk normally is. It's like this dark silvery gray color, so it blends with the corset a lot better. You can't even see the busk from like far away. So I love that. I want to measure these. I've learned to measure my corsets before trying them on, so I've not even tried any of these on yet, and I'm just going to give it a quick measure. So this is measuring about 10.5 inches on either side, so that would be 21 inches closed, 22 inches with a 1-inch lacing gap. I think these are also supposed to have a 2-inch lacing gap allowance in the size. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to look that up though. So I got the first corset on. I went with the silver brocade. Here is a closer look at it on. Lacing gap super wide because of course it is a 22 and not a 24. Also, I think the modesty panels on these corsets are shorter than on my CorsetStory corsets, so it looks super wide. It's probably a little tighter in the middle than it is on the sides. That's just because I wanted to at least try to get more of the shape in there. Of course, it's not super pronounced because it's not as tight as I can get it. I already measured it. It's at about 29.5 inches across my waist. So not super tight yet. Not super curvy right now. I don't know if these are like less curvy because it is oddly tight, I feel, on my ribs and my hip. So I don't know exactly what the rib and hip spring are. But here this is. I do think it's cute. One reason I did want to try out these CorsetDeal corsets that I didn't mention is because, I don't know if you can tell, but they have longer measurements. So my CorsetStory corsets measure about 9 inches on the front and 9 inches in the center back. And that's just a smidge short on me. So they come like here on my torso. I think my torso is about 13 inches if I remember right. But they come about here and right down here on my back. So I get a lot of back fat spillage and even a little bit of spillage up top in my CorsetStory corsets. Well, when I was looking at the measurements of the CorsetDeal corsets, all of them measure 11 inches in the back, which I think I already said. And this particular one measures, I want to say 10 3/4 in the front, if I remember right. So over an inch longer in front and 2 inches in back than the CorsetStory corsets. And I was kind of excited. My torso isn't really long enough to accommodate a longline corset. At least I don't think I could comfortably. But the CorsetStory ones are a bit shorter than I'd like. And I was thinking, oh, well, maybe a longer corset would be better. And these are perfect, I think. So this one, and you can see it noticeably swoops in the back. My CorsetStory ones don't do that. This one's got a very pronounced underboob little curve right here. All my CorsetStory ones curve under the breast, but just very slightly, very soft. This is very pronounced. But I like that. It is poking into this particular shirt. It probably would work better with a like V-neck shirt than this one. I'm sure when it's tighter, it would help to smooth some of that back fat that I normally have spilling. So I am excited to train this. But yes, let's get the next one on. The second one, very interesting. It's a red velvet corset. It's so pretty too. If you look at it, it's got these X's in the middle with this pretty like black lace. And if you look, I know I have terrible lighting, I'm sorry. But if you look at the boning channels, they have this like lacy kind of corded detail over them. And it is just so pretty. It's like there's these crisscrosses in the middle. It doesn't open from the middle. It opens from the side with a zipper, which is crazy. It's got a modesty panel. It also has an exposed waist tape, which is interesting. This one will be a little different to measure since it zips on the side 1/2 of the corset. So like this side is much longer than this side. So I've got it closed to no lacing gap, and I'll just measure from one side to the other. It seems easier for this one than trying to do the math. I guess I could have done that for all of these and it might have been easier, but you know, whatevs. So this one's measuring about 23 inches across. This one is a size 24, not a size 22. So it would be 24 inches with a 1-inch lacing gap. So I'm thinking that these only have a 1-inch lacing gap allowance, unlike CorsetStory, which allows for 2 inches. All right, so I got my red one on. Here's a little closer look at it. This one, I just wish the zipper was a little smaller, but it's got this huge like silver zipper and nowhere to tuck it in, so it just like sticks out. But outside of that, it's really cute. I'll probably have to like iron or steam this down because it's like bent up. But I do love this. It does the same as the other one where it curves up 11 inches in the back. This one's about 10.5 in front. So I want to say this one is a little shorter in front. And you can tell that the curve is not as dramatic on the other one, but still there. It sits like right underneath my breasts, unlike my CorsetStory ones, which sit like a little lower, like about down here. Again, it's still like 1.5 inches longer. But yes, I love this. I think it's super cute. I love the color. It gives me very like barmaiden or like pirate. And I love anything pirates, but as you know, probably can tell by now, I love a lot of things. But here's the lacing on the back. I think I got this one a little tighter than the other one. That's because this is a 24 and the other was a 22, so I was able to get it tighter. And yeah, I'll move on to the one that I'm most excited about next. One thing I forgot to mention is that this one has a curved bust built in. I don't know if you can see it, hopefully you can, but the bust curves in around the belly button, or a bit higher, around where I'm sure the waist tape is, and then it curves down again at the very bottom, which is what I said I wanted to do with my black one. So I'm excited. I can't wait to season it so I can see how nice that curve works. I didn't even realize it had a curved bust when I bought it, but I'm definitely excited about that. Just wanted to add that real fast. I almost forgot. But yep, let me go change. We'll get to my third one. This is the one that I loved the most out of all the ones that were in my size, at least. This beautiful corset right here. It is like brown with golden, I guess you could call that like a brocade look to it. But look at how pretty that is. The gold is like sparkly, so it's so pretty. It's almost like shining in the light. And if you look at the middle, it has these clasps that I love. I only have one other corset with these, and I absolutely love these kind of clasps. And it also has like these belt loops in between them, which I just thought was so interesting. So I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to open this corset to show you guys the inside. All right, so I got the corset opened, and these belt buckles do work like actual belt buckles, so you have to undo each one, which might be a pain, but again, it's super cute. Here's the inside. Again, the waist tape is exposed on this one, which I just think is interesting. Got brown laces, obviously, to match like the brown. I will measure this. This one is also a size 22. This one's also measuring 10.5 inches on each side, so 21 inches fully closed. It would have a 22-inch waist with a 1-inch lacing gap. So I'm fairly certain that's the pattern for these corsets, is a 1-inch lacing gap on them. But yes, this one's got a little bit different taggage too. It's got this long Gothic XO tag, as well as this, I think it's just like a guide on how to tie it. I guess I'll get into the try on portion of this video. I have a white shirt on so you can see these corsets really well. Here's my third one right here, the brown and gold. Look at that up close. I love it. I feel like I should be in Beauty and the Beast with this corset. I don't know, just something about it. I did take a little extra time to get these clasps done in the middle, especially with like the little belt buckles, but worth it. It's super cute. This one's 10.5 inches in the front and 11 in the back just like the other one, so it does swoop. It swoops under my bust. A more modest swoop like the red one, not as predominant as the silver one. This one also curves in the front as well. I did not know any of these curved when I bought them. It is a pleasant surprise though. But yes, I'm excited. There's the back. This one's also 22 inches, so that's why I got a little gap here that the modesty panel doesn't cover. But I got it pretty tight. I think I got this one more even than the first one, so you can get a better idea of the shape it creates. But I love these. They're super cute, super fun. Look at how that shines in the light. One thing I did forget to mention about these corsets is because these are longer in the back than the CorsetStory, about like 2 inches. They have more grommets, and that just means they have a whole extra X on top. So that would be like 2 sets of extra grommets on top as compared to the CorsetStory ones. The laces on these do seem to be thinner than on the CorsetStory, so the grommets are probably also smaller, which may even contribute to there being more of them, which is hard to see when I have it on because of the modesty panel and the laces being the same color. But yes, that's my try on of my new corsets from CorsetDeal. I am super excited about these. I love the styles, and my dog is scratching. That's what that is. I can't wait to get them seasoned, and I think that's it for today. Thanks for anyone who's watching. I don't know why anyone would watch, but if you're here, that's cool. If you're just thinking about getting into corsetry, I suggest it. I think it's fun. It's a neat little hobby. It does take time. You do have to put money into it, but if you do somewhere like CorsetStory or CorsetDeal, you can often get there like 4 for 1, and they have corsets on clearance. Like I said, CorsetDeal, I spent, after tax and shipping, I spent just over $100 on 3 corsets, which is a really good deal. And so far they seem good construction. They came super fast, just like my CorsetStory does. I know CorsetStory has great customer service. I'm not sure about CorsetDeal. And that's about everything. I forgot to mention on the website, it was some corsets had spiral steel bones and flat steel, but some for extra hold had all flat steel boning. And I think the brown one, the last one I tried on, which I'm actually still wearing, is one that actually had flat steel in it all the way around, which is interesting. So I wanted to try those out. Hopefully in the future I'll be able to order from different corset sites and try different styles, because I don't know, it just seems fun and interesting. Everywhere it has their own way of doing things, and different styles fit different and feel different and give different silhouettes, and I just want to play around with all of that. Thanks for watching. If you're here, I don't know why anyone would, but if you are, thanks. I don't think anyone is, so it's fine anyways. Bye. So I was just taking off this corset, and guys, look, this is this bottom buckle. It just popped off while I was undoing it. The part that holds this, like, it should be like, I don't know if I can show that very well. It should be like that, and this just broke off while I was taking it off. I was trying to be gentle and everything. So my bad luck with corsets persists. I will be contacting customer service, and at least I'm not halfway or all the way into seasoning this one before it broke. I have the worst luck with corsets. But yeah, bye again.